Have you ever noticed that two people can go through almost the exact same situation, yet respond completely differently? One sees a setback and thinks, I'll figure this out. The other immediately thinks, nothing ever goes my way. The situation is the same, but their experience of it is completely different. Now here's the interesting part. That difference doesn't just affect how they feel emotionally. Over time, it can influence how they sleep, how they handle stress, the choices they make, and even their overall health. That doesn't mean positive thinking can magically cure illness. And it certainly doesn't mean that if you're struggling with your health, it's simply because you're thinking negatively. Health is far more complex than that. But the way we think does shape many of the daily habits and stress responses that influence our well-being. And once you understand that connection, it becomes easier to see why mindset matters. Today, we're exploring how your mindset affects your health, what science tells us about it, and a few simple ways to build a healthier relationship with your own thoughts. Because one small shift in perspective can lead to healthier choices without you even realizing it. Welcome back to the Radiant Wellness Hub, your go-to space for holistic health, fitness, and self-care inspiration. Let's dive in. Imagine waking up one morning already convinced it's going to be a terrible day. Maybe you've had mornings like that. You haven't even brushed your teeth yet, and somehow you've already predicted the entire day. You say to yourself, this meeting is going to go badly. I'm going to be exhausted. Nothing will get done. Now compare that to someone who wakes up thinking, I don't know exactly how today will go, but I'll handle whatever comes. Neither person knows what the day holds, but one has already added an extra layer of stress before the day has even begun. Our minds are incredibly powerful. The stories we tell ourselves often shaping how we experience everyday life. And while those thoughts don't change reality, they can influence how our bodies respond to it. When we constantly expect the worst, our bodies can stay in a heightened state of alert. We've talked before about how stress affects the body. A mindset that's filled with constant worry or self-criticism can make it harder to recover from everyday stress. And when stress lingers, it can affect sleep, energy levels, digestion, and even motivation. It's almost like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. You might not notice the weight at first, but after carrying it all day, every day, you begin to feel exhausted. Mindset doesn't only affect how you feel, it also affects what you do. Think about someone trying to build healthier habits. If they believe, I always fail, I have no self-control, I'll never stick with this. What happens is that they are more likely to give up after one mistake. Maybe they skip one workout or eat one unhealthy meal or miss one day of walking. So, instead of saying, I'll get back on track tomorrow, they tell themselves, I've ruined everything. Does it sound familiar? We've all been there. It's a little like dropping your phone on the couch and deciding, well, I guess I'll throw the whole phone away. It doesn't make much sense. Yet many of us treat our healthy habits exactly like that. One small setback becomes an excuse to quit entirely. But people with a more flexible mindset often see setbacks differently. They think, today wasn't perfect, but tomorrow is another opportunity. You see, it's two people making the same mistakes but responding differently. And that is why over time, they get different outcomes. Another area where mindset quietly shapes our health is how we talk to ourselves. And honestly, most of us wouldn't speak to our friends the way we speak to ourselves. Imagine your best friend says, I forgot to exercise today. Would you respond like, you're hopeless? Why even bother? You'll never change. Probably not, right? You would probably say, it's one day. You can start again tomorrow. So why don't we offer ourselves the same kindness? The voice in your head matters because you're listening to it all day long. If that voice is constantly critical, discouraging, or impossible to satisfy, it's much harder to stay motivated. Kindness towards yourself isn't about lowering your standards. It's about creating an environment where growth is actually possible. Because people tend to repeat behaviors that make them feel capable and not constantly defeated. Now let's be clear about something important. Having a healthy mindset doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It doesn't mean ignoring real problems or forcing yourself to be positive every minute of the day. We may experience genuine challenges, losses, disappointments, and seasons that test us. A healthy mindset isn't about denying those realities. It's about choosing how you respond to them. It's the difference between saying, "This is hard," and saying, "This is hard, but I'll take one step at a time." One statement leaves room for hope, while the other leaves room for defeat. There's another habit that often goes unnoticed: comparing ourselves to everyone else. Social media makes it incredibly easy to believe that everyone else has their life perfectly together. It makes you think others are eating perfectly, exercising perfectly, sleeping perfectly, always happy, and always productive. Meanwhile, you're standing in the kitchen at 9 p.m. wondering if cereal counts as dinner. Spoiler alert, sometimes it does. The problem is that we are comparing our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, and that comparison can quietly steal motivation. Instead of focusing on our own progress, we are busy measuring ourselves against lives we only see a small part of. The healthiest mindset isn't about being better than someone else. It's about becoming a little better than you were yesterday. As in, one healthier meal, one short walk, one extra glass of water, or 1 hour editorial bedtime. Small improvements may not feel dramatic, but over weeks and months, they add up in powerful ways. Because health is rarely built through one huge decision, but it's built through hundreds of small ones. And your mindset influences many of those decisions every single day. So if there's one thing I'd love for you to take away from today's video, it's this: your thoughts matter. Not because they magically control everything that happens to you, but because they influence how you respond, how you care for yourself, and whether you keep going when life gets difficult. You don't need a perfect mindset. Penchant Offense has one. You don't need to wake up every morning overflowing with motivation. You just need to be willing to keep showing up, to learn, to adjust, and be ready to begin again when things don't go as planned. Because every healthy choice you make is a reminder that your future is shaped less by one perfect day and more by the small decisions you repeat over time. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one mindset shift that's helped you become healthier or happier? Or maybe it's something you're still working on. Share it in the comments below. Your experience might encourage someone else who's watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the Radiant Wellness Hub, where we make wellness simple, practical, and easy to understand.